Happy Friday. We made it. Okay, sorry. I got up early just to film this video, and then I got a text message from my therapist that we're canceling our sessions, so I didn't have to get up that early. But or that she has to cancel because blah blah blah, whatever. Not a big deal at all, because I was also like, I don't want to talk about stuff on this Friday morning. Anyway, so story for today is Christian and David and I were getting reared and ready to go to start our nonprofit for evac. In the name of evac, I don't know. The East Valley Art Cooperative nonprofit filings, because we were under the impression that it would be relatively easy with LegalZoom, but yeah. So we got an address with UPS because that's required. Not with UPS, but just an address in general is required. You can use a personal address, but we decided not to. So we got a sort of PO box, but not a PO box from UPS, and we got a phone number and a phone for us. So there's a line between personal and professional, I guess. And so we did all that. And then Wednesday we were going to get ready to file. And so we get through the process, and it's like $200. So, it's not that bad. It's chill. It's not a big deal. And then, we're doing all the steps, and by the end of it, like the cost for a turnkey solution from LegalZoom for a nonprofit, I'm not sure if the prices vary for like an LLC. I'm sure it does a little bit, but, it was like $1,000, and some of those costs were recurring, like on a yearly basis. So, I mean, we were all pretty good with paying some money to have it done for us, and just like make sure it's done right, those kind of things. But yeah, we saw the price tag and we were like, you know what? Let's reconsider those options, because you technically can do it by yourself. There is a state filing fee, but that's only $75. So I mean, you can do it yourself. So we're looking into some other options. Like immediately, like both David and I were like, let's double check to make sure that this is the right option for us right now. Like, it's just a lot of money to sink into something that's like barely going anywhere yet, so yeah. So moral of the story is LegalZoom's expensive. I don't know, but there's also probably, like, if you're watching this because you're looking into starting a nonprofit, then I would suggest looking into I figured it was the National Board of Nonprofits, and then there's like a state level of that for each state. And they have a lot of researches. Like there's like the National Council of Nonprofits, and then there's like the Alliance of Arizona's Nonprofits. And they have a lot of resources in regards to helping you start a nonprofit. And there's a lot of legal teams usually in your area that are like kind of basically like to serve nonprofits and to do pro bono work and cheap work for services that are for the community and good. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a good thing actually, because I was reading through the National Nonprofit Council's like sort of guide and everything, and there's some steps that we're skipping here. there's definitely some steps that we're skipping. So that's my homework this weekend, is to like read through the entire thing, take notes, figure out the sort of plan of attack, the steps that we need to take. Because we don't have like a business plan per se, and that's not necessarily like required or something, but it's like probably a good idea if we're trying to convince someone that it's like a worthwhile cause. And there's probably going to come a time, whether that be for fundraising or from donations or like larger donations, or just telling a lawyer like, hey, we're actually something that's going to be useful. Will you do this for free, please? Like that's going to require some level of a business plan to present, some kind of presentation deck thing. So yeah. Meanwhile, I still gotta do like actual social media work because I've posted 2 things. I mean, we have 57 followers, so that's something. There's a little bit of progress there, but yeah, a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff. So yeah, starting a nonprofit, not so easy. Probably shouldn't rush that kind of thing, actually. That would be the advice that I would give you. We were like, you know what? It's going to be fine. Like, if we just pay the right person, well, if we just pay someone who actually knows how to do it right, it'll be fine, right? Like, that's not a terrible idea, especially if you have the money, I mean, that's cool. Go for it, I guess. But like, yeah, half of that $1,000 price tag from LegalZoom is like annually reoccurring because they're offering sort of like continuing guidance counsel on, making sure you stay regulated within the government's confinements for a nonprofit and things like that. Like, because if you don't like abide by those regulations, or like, if you don't provide enough paperwork, or if you don't blah blah blah, like that's gonna get you in trouble and fined and things. And so yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's not. And I definitely feel a little bit better about slowing down a little bit, because I think if I'm gonna be putting my name onto this organization in a foundational way, I would like to understand the ins and outs of a nonprofit a bit more. Like, for example, a 501c3 is generally considered something that is receiving donations in return for a public good that is free to everyone, right? So, or free to the community, whether that be an underprivileged community or et cetera, et cetera. But, for example, our system, and what we've generally kind of talked about, is that we were thinking like a dues-based system where everyone pays a certain amount each month, and then that money gets aggregated and then redistributed in some fashion, either through goods or services or space and things like that, and that is more similar to a 501c6, I think it was, which is sort of more along the lines of what like a co-op is for like apartment complexes and things. So, look, okay, done sinking now. So, all that to say, yeah, a little bit more, a little bit more involved than what we initially thought. I mean, shocker, right? That's not surprising at all. But yeah, I just want to make sure that we do it right. And what else? There's something else. Oh, but yeah, 501c3 and 501c6, although C6 is like very not nearly as common of a term. They both do get the non-exemption the tax non-exemption or tax exemption. I don't know, whatever it's called. The thing where you don't pay taxes. So there's that. That is an additional step on top of becoming a nonprofit. The 501c3 classification, or the whatever classifications, the tax exemption classifications, are a step on top of being a nonprofit. So you can still be a nonprofit and pay taxes, but excuse me. Wait. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So, yeah, that's my homework this weekend, is to take a good minute through all that and determine the things that we should do, report back, figure out a plan on how to attack that. So, looks like we got our address and our phone a little bit early, because those are recurring costs happening on a monthly basis. Not terrible. Christian got the phone for like $30 a month. the phone service for like $30 a month from Verizon, which isn't bad. And then the UPS box is like $100 every 3 months, so about $30 a month ish. So about $60 a month for overhead costs at the moment. So it's not bad, but yeah, it's not great either, seeing as who knows how long it's going to be before we actually get dues going or whatever going. I mean, we intend on doing some level of fundraising from like people and organizations and what is it called? You know, the thing that the government gives out. The money, the grants, yeah, grants and such and things like that. But I mean, that all just goes to show that we should have a probably bigger foundation going on, because yeah, I mean, there's like over 1 million nonprofits in the U.S. and they're all competing kind of for those same level of federal grants. I mean, there might be some state level grants, might even be some city level grants. You know, who knows? I'm not sure. But you know, again, all the more reason to have a intact business plan and you know, all that kind of sorted. So start a nonprofit, they said. It'll be easy, they said. They are referring to no one, because I don't know if any of us actually thought it would be easy. We just kind of, you know, thought that in the modern day and age that technology would be like, it would be like, oh, we can just like click some things online and it's done, right? Technically, yes. Technically. But yeah. Anyway, that's it for that. On to miscellaneous. It's Friday. I'm so excited. I'm going to impromptu text Erlentine and Alyssa and see if any of them want to do a game night again. I went to text them yesterday, but I'm thinking maybe if I just text them today, they'll still maybe be interested. You know, catch them on the impulsive side. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, I think I'm going to have a pretty chill evening here. I do need to do laundry, so there's that. The Walling meeting went well. Did I already mention that? I might have on Tuesday's video. I don't know. The Walling meeting went well. We have agreed to a monthly schedule of content. So we're going to do 2 YouTube videos per month, 6 social media videos. Let me confirm what was actually said. So yeah, 2 YouTube videos, each 6 to 10 minutes long. 6 short videos for YouTube Shorts / Instagram / TikTok. And then 3 wall templates for the wall gallery, which are just like sort of starting templates that you can use for your walls on walling. So yeah, I get to do that every month. It's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of money. So, I mean, I don't know. What a lot is to people, I'm not sure, but it's a fair amount of money. So I'm excited for that, because I'm just going to literally save like 100% of it, just the whole thing. Plus, I mean, taxes. Taxes. I got to start paying quarterly taxes, I think. Especially if I do this all year. I mean, that's like, yeah, that's a lot. So, yeah, I'll start paying quarterly taxes. Quarterly taxes, man, what a shit show. If they go back and they actually, like, technically I should have been fined for last year's taxes, because I just claimed all of my freelance income as miscellaneous, as opposed to paying quarterly taxes, because that would have been required. But I guess if I pay quarterly taxes this year based on how much I made last year and the taxes on that, 100% of that, then it's fine. I don't know. This is why I should talk to a professional. That was also another thing that we wanted to do. Us at EVAC, we wanted to at least give that money to someone local, if anything. Like, if we're going to give $1,000 to someone to do this stuff for us, or at least help us or guide us and give us education and things like that. Like, we want to at least give it to a fucking local lawyer slash CPA slash whatever, you know. I don't know. So I need to do the same thing. I need to make myself an LLC. I need to get all that under wraps because, I mean, like, technically, if I fell ill and couldn't deliver for a month, and the Walling felt that they were burdened enough by my lack of work, they could sue me, and I would be personally responsible. So, good times. This world is dicey. That's all I'm going to say, is that the world is dicey, and you better be prepared to put in the legwork beforehand. Because if not, you're opening yourself up for tons of liability and or undue stress. Because, yeah, like, if I had gone to a CPA by now, if I had made an LLC by now, if I had, like, you know, gotten a contract and blah, 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 like, we'd all be good. But, nope. Nope. Sad face. Sad face. But the good news is about having the set content amount per month is that I can sort of like batch make it, right? Like I can just mass make it within, I don't know, 2 weeks of the month. And the other 2 weeks I can not have to worry about it, I suppose. I don't know. It's a lot of work, but I also need the money. I don't need it, but my current job, I certainly don't make enough to like safely save a safe amount. So this is like the only way that I can actually save money. So yeah, it's gonna help with securing things and making sure that I don't lose everything because I can't pay a bill. You know, my car insurance is $1,000 for 6 months. Fuck. I should look into like those. Like my coworker has she has one that's like, I had one back in the day that was like monitoring your driving and would like give you a rate based on that. And hers is like super cheap, but I mean she's also like 10 years older than me, so that could be a factor too. But yeah, I had one of those back in the day, and it did save me a lot of money, but it just kind of kept getting more expensive. So it was weird. I don't know. Anyway, is that it? I think that's it. I don't really have anything else to share. I don't think. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Yep. I think that's it. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow. Until then, I hope you have a good Friday. I hope that you take the right steps in life when it comes to doing big things and making big decisions, because, yeah, it can sometimes get a bit painful if you don't. So, I suppose that's really my only word of advice. I don't know. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, goodbye.